Welcome to Samut Sari, Conversations with Mimi, a weekly podcast by Dinosocial, also a member of the Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate. Samut Sari is where we can show that ordinary people do extraordinary things. Tune in to be entertained and to learn something new with your host, Mimi Lorilla.
Hello and welcome to Samut Sari. This is your host, Mimi Lorilla. Samut Sari is a podcast, and this is a podcast where we feature guests that seemingly are ordinary people but do extraordinary things. And it's of interest to men and women alike. And we talk about people who have a passion and a commitment to their profession and talents. Here at Samut Sari, we share stories to inspire you, stories from the guests that hopefully change your opinions about certain things. And today I have an international student who is here in Australia studying culinary, a culinary course, and I'll ask him more about that. Christian Martin Villanueva. How are you, Christian? Say hello to my viewers and listeners or audience.
Hi to everyone, especially to your listeners, me. So I'm good right now.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Christian, for agreeing to be a guest in my show. You know, the reason why I wanted to interview you is because I met, but not face to face yet. This is our first time to see each other. I met you through Facebook because you responded to a post that I posted, I think. A post that I posted or a comment that I posted. So just to give the viewers or the listeners a background, can you explain who is Christian? What are you doing here in Australia? What are you studying? And, how long have you been here? Tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Alright, so I'm Christian. I'm from the Philippines, so I'm 20 years old. I'm currently studying commercial cookery, so certificate 3 and 4, and advanced diploma of hospitality.
Okay. So why did you combine certificate 3 and 4 in commercial cookery?
So I need that to become a chef here in Australia.
Okay. So that is your dream, to become a chef.
Yeah.
So at the same time, you wanted to take up a diploma in hospitality. So there are three already alongside Cert 3, Cert 4, and the diploma.
Yeah. So I've already done the certificate 3. Okay. So I'm doing the certificate 4 at the moment, and then next year is the diploma of hospitality.
Okay. So when you arrived here in Melbourne, what is your main visa? You are on a student visa or on a working visa?
Student visa.
Student visa. And are you on a scholarship or you funded your own studies?
No, I'm funding my own study.
Wow.
With the support of my parents.
With the support of your parents. So, your parents must be loaded. Must be loaded with cash to send you here. So, how long have you been here in Australia, Christian?
I think already 2 years.
2 years. And you started Cert 3, Cert 4 and going to hospitality.
Yeah.
So, what is the dream? Why did you decide to study in Australia? There are other culinary schools in other countries.
So I consider Australia because actually I do a research. So I think Australia is the one of the best in doing culinary or commercial cookery.
Yes, I believe that is the case because my sister-in-law also studied that. And she is also working as a chef now. So I don't doubt for a while that you will also succeed in that line of business. So good luck to your studies and hopefully you finish soon. Now, you are here as a student, but you told me you have a wife. And what is your wife's name?
Her name is Marielle.
Marielle. And then you have 2 kids.
Yeah.
So, how did you bring them all here? Isn't it more practical if you studied on your own? Why did you have to bring your family here?
So in my first year, so I'm alone here. So So what I did is just to save, because our plan, she will come after 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So after 1 year, she came here to help me.
Okay. And your wife, what is her background? Is she also a cooking person or she's an office person? What is her background?
Yeah, so we have a family business way back in the Philippines. So she helped my mother to run the business. Yeah, and then now, yeah, she's working at McDonald's as
Okay.
a staff.
Okay, so she's helping you financially by working on the side. It's not a side job.
Yeah.
So, 2 years on, you're here, you have little kids. As an international student, what is your daily life like? I want to give our listeners an idea of what is it like to be an international student in Australia. How difficult it is to juggle studies and family, and are you allowed to work also here in Australia? What is your life like here?
So as students, so we only allow 20-hour work, so every week. So that's the maximum. So and then actually we don't have any life here, especially if you're a student, because you need to do a little bit extra to survive here.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know our cost of living here is so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to do a lot of extra.
Okay, so which is the 20 hours that you spend for your work, and the other half is obviously for studies? What is your work? What sort of sideline or extra do you do to give you a little bit more financial support?
Yeah, so at the moment I'm working at cafe as a barista, and then our sideline is to selling Filipino food.
Yes, I want to talk about that because I think that's a natural fit because you are studying hospitality and you obviously want to do commercial cookery. Then obviously your forte is cooking. And Filipino food is a very good business to do because a lot of Filipinos miss the food that they are so used to eating at home, which may not be readily available here in Australia. So my first question is, okay, so my first question is, how did you come up with the idea of selling Filipino food?
So it started when the COVID-19 hit the Australia. So I lost all my ship in our cafe. So I don't have any source of income, and then my family also is struggling because our business is also shut down in the Philippines. So I don't have any. So I tried to think about it, and then me and my wife help each other. So we're doing we help each other. So we're doing the kakanin.
Yes, the kakanin. So give me an example of kakanin. I know, but the listeners don't know. So you give them an example of kakanin.
So it's like the purple yam.
Yes, the ube.
The ube, or the sticky rice.
Sticky rice.
The biko.
The biko, yeah.
And then some of the Filipino dishes.
Okay. Is that, which one is your best seller of the kakanin?
The kakanin is the purple yam.
Yes, I miss the purple yam. I asked you where do you buy your purple yam, but it's too far. It's too far for me to go there and buy the purple yam. The other thing that you mentioned is the Filipino dishes. Okay, so what type of Filipino dishes do you cook? Are you from, for example, Bicol? Or do you only cook the Bicolano dishes? So what sort of Filipino dishes do you cook?
So we do everything. So all of the customer ones, like all the popular ones. So we do that.
So you have a menu. Do you have a menu or only what they order?
So we have menu. And then we do like pre-made. So what they want. So we just need 1 day, and then we will buy ingredients today, and then tomorrow we will deliver it to them.
Okay. So who are these people that are buying from you, Christian? How did you get to know these people? What did you do to get the customers?
Yeah, so in different platforms. So luckily Filipino like the Facebook. So we have big Facebook community here in Melbourne. So we post our menu there, and then luckily all the Filipino out there is very supportive. So they just they buy
They're buying
some
from
of them
you.
they just some of them they just buy just to help us.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
are
so
these
that's
people from your area? I know you live in Rowville, but are these people only from Rowville, or are they also from farther away?
yeah, so it's different. So it's different. So it's different. So yeah, so it depends. So sometimes in West,
So how do you manage your time to cook and deliver the food? How do you do that? What sort of schedule do you have?
so every day. So after we cook that, so 6 p.m. onward, so we do delivery.
Okay. So you obviously need to pack them, you need to cook them, you need to pack them. Where do you get your packing materials? Do you also have to buy it, or are they
Yeah.
donated to you? What do you do?
Yes. So we need to also buy that.
So Christian, how long have you been doing your cooking and delivery business?
Yeah, so it's almost 2 months.
2 months. And within that 2 months time, can you say that you have saved enough money, you earned enough money to get you to survive the situation right now?
Actually, we don't have any savings. So all our what we get on that is only for our daily expenses.
Right, okay. So let's go back to your being an international student. I want to connect the two. You have a business right now, and that business is supporting you while you have COVID. Well, we all have this situation of COVID, but you obviously are impacted by COVID. When you studied here on your own, Christian, didn't you apply for any local support from your university or your school or from the Australian government?
So unfortunately, we don't have any support. I don't have any support in my school. I don't have any support in also in the government. But we access our superannuation.
So at the moment, your superannuation is what keeps you afloat.
Actually it's already done.
Oh, you've already used it up. You've already used it up. What about the job keeper or job seeker payment? Because you're working as a barista, you should have some support. And even your wife should have some support.
Because we're not permanent here, so we don't have any job keeper. We're not eligible with that.
Okay. So really, what we're seeing right now is international students like you are really in a very difficult financial position because there's not enough support. So if you didn't have your kakanin and your pang-ulam or dish business, would your option be going back to the Philippines? If there's no other way to survive here, is that an option for you?
Actually before, so we plan to go back, but you know the flight going our country is so expensive at the moment. So we are poor at the moment. So and then ours, I need to consider the safety also of my kids. So
That's right.
you know the business at the moment is so bad.
Yeah. So basically, Christian, what you're telling me is that you're stuck. You're stuck here.
So we don't have any choice.
Yes.
So we have limited option at the moment. So I don't want to risk.
Yeah, you don't want to risk anything. So you want to go home, but you can't because there are no flights, and you don't want to risk the situation of your family because you think that it's even worse in the Philippines, maybe, or the situation is more difficult in the Philippines. But you're stuck here because you're also not able to do more than what you are already doing because there's no support. So how are other Filipinos supporting you? aside from those who are buying your food? Do you receive any other support from any other groups or organizations?
Yep. So also I think it called Migrante Melbourne. So every some before it sent us goods or food grocery pack.
Mhm.
So it's a big help. And then also some of the citizen here, Filipino that are already a citizen here. So some of them send us a grocery pack,
Mhm. So,
including you, right?
yes, including me. Including me. I really hope that my little contribution, was useful for your family. So what else do you intend to do? So if you don't do the kakanin, what else do you think you can do to further supplement your income? What is another thing that you're thinking of? Another plan?
That I can do, I will do it.
Can you say that again, Christian? Say that again.
Yeah. So anything I can do it. Like we can do gardening, we can do cleaning. So everything that we can, like any option that we can do, so we will do it.
Okay, so that's good because you are the kind of person who really thinks of all the possible ways to help you out. You're one of the few who are motivated, because the reason why I want you to really talk about your story is because I want to prove to people that they should not be resting in this time. That is a difficult time. They should learn a thing from you, that you're doing your best for your family despite all these challenges. So I want other people to adapt your attitude. Do you believe that you have the guts and the will to do everything for your family?
Yeah, I do.
That's good. But have you advertised your other skills? Have you advertised on Facebook that you can also do cleaning, you can also do gardening, and other things? Have you done that already?
Yeah, we already do that. But if someone like posts in our group, like we need wanted, we need this one, we need driver, we need So I always I message you privately, like yeah, can do that, like
Okay,
that.
good. So you are busy, but you are very productive. Okay, now let's talk about your kids. What are the ages of your kids?
So my eldest is 7 years old, and then my youngest is 5 years old.
Okay, and both of them are definitely going to school.
Yeah. So right now they're doing online. Because they still enrolled in the Philippines.
Oh, so they're not studying here.
Yeah, they just visited us last 3 months ago, before everything happened.
I see. So they're also stuck here.
Yeah.
So they are studying from the Philippines. My idea is that they are local students here, so they're not local students. They're just they're here on. So what happens to them if their visa expires? They're just visiting.
Yes. So next week we need to apply another tourist visa, like extension for them.
Okay, and how long do you think the Australian government can give that extension?
We don't know. Like, I asked some of my friends, like same situation with me. They said some of them getting another 3 months, some getting another 6 months, some of them is only 1 month. So we don't know.
Yeah,
I think
it's hard.
I think it depends.
Yeah, it's hard because how can you? I'm trying to get my head around this. How can you get an extension of a visa for 1 month only while we are still in COVID? So after 1 month, the kids can't go home on their own, right? And who is taking them home?
My wife.
Your
So my
wife.
wife.
And then your wife will come back here.
We don't know because I think the border is closed. So if she go back, So maybe you need to wait another 2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
to come
before
back.
you can come back. So now the lesson and the situation that I'm hearing from you is that it's complicated enough being an international student with no support because you were impacted by COVID, and then you're trying to make ends meet, trying to feed your family by doing everything you can, and now you still have the situation that your family might be spread out, your kids might be spread out, your wife might be spread out, you might be separated in the event that they don't get the visa renewal. They will be asked to get out of Australia. But how are you going to afford that? How are you going to pay for the plane ticket, Christian?
Yeah, so at the moment we're not thinking about that yet.
Okay.
But we still, we already told our family, like, if they can support us.
Okay.
So,
So, do you have brothers and sisters in the Philippines, Christian?
yeah, I do have brother, but he's youngest. He's younger.
Okay. So, really, your dad and your mom, your parents and your other relatives are your main support system. They are
Yep.
the ones that will really help you get out of this very tricky situation. But despite this, you seem to be very calm. By the way you look as you are talking to me, I don't see the panic in your face. What
Yeah,
keeps
because-
you looking calm?
Yeah, because at the moment, in the entire world is struggling. So what can we do? So we just need to pray, and
That's
hopefully
nice.
everything will be back to normal.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
hopefully
nice.
the vaccine will be available.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I like your positive attitude, Christian.
yeah.
Some people are really panicking, but you're just trying to get by without worrying too much because you know everybody is on the same boat, right? Okay, so I think what I will ask you to do now is if you want to advertise your business or you want to invite people to help you out, now is your chance. Hopefully, when people hear us, they will help you out. So I'm gonna give you the chance and the opportunity to do that.
Alright, so hi everyone, especially the Filipino here in Melbourne. So please buy our products to support support me and also all the students out there. And for our suke, for our customers, thank you for still buying our products.
Yes, I believe you will have a suke because I know how good you cook because you're a culinary person. You're an industrial cookery student, commercial cookery student. So you should be able to demonstrate that. So, do you know of any other Filipinos with the same situation as you? Are you in a network? Are you supporting each other, or are you doing things solo? Meaning you don't care about the other Filipinos.
Yep, I know a lot of students same situation with me, but at the moment, so because we're all struggling, so we're just keeping on touch, but still we're doing us all at the moment.
Okay, you're just keeping in touch, but you are not organizing yourself
Yeah.
as a big
because
group.
because we're too busy to survive here, so we don't have any chance to get by, and then also we have restrictions, so
Of course,
Yeah,
with
so we
the
don't have any
restrictions.
chance.
Yeah, that's true. So you are doing your cooking kakanin. You have your suki. But what about those other Filipinos international students? Are they also doing the same business as you? So they are your competitors.
yeah, but I don't think that we are competitors because as what I said, we're also same situation with me, so it doesn't matter. We need to help each other. Sometimes if we have extra, we also buy some food to students also, so to support them.
Okay. So you are helping each other by buying each other's food.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the lesson from the story that you are sharing with me today is we need positivity, We need to move on despite the challenges. We have to keep our positive spirits up, and you have to think of creative ways to earn an income, and you have to support each other. Though those people like you, those students like you who are in the same situation, you have to help each other. And that's the spirit of bayanihan. For those Filipinos who might have forgotten what bayanihan means, this is an example of it. Helping each other through good times and through the bad times. So, Christian, I am really, really happy that you have allowed me to talk to you today. That you shared your story and you are not shy or hesitant to share your story, because the bigger picture is, or the goal is, for us to reach out to as many people and for them to understand that not only the old people are impacted, not only the frontliners are impacted, even your students like you, international students, are impacted by the COVID restrictions as well. So, do you have any last message to our listeners today?
So just keep praying, like everything will be alright soon, and hopefully all of us will be safe. And then hopefully everything is back to normal.
Yeah. And my prayer to you is that you are always healthy enough to go and cook, and you are healthy enough to do your delivery. And I hope that the international students in Australia are going to receive some support as well. I don't know how the local government will do that, but hopefully through Migrante Australia, we can lobby or advocate for you. And this is my little way of supporting you and advocating for you as well through the messages, through the stories. So thank you, Christian, for coming in today and joining me in this podcast. And for those people who are listening to us, if you have any stories or topics that you wish to feature in the show, please reach out to me by emailing me at mimi@dinosocial.com. Christian, Samut Sari is a member of the Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate, and they are also available via Apple Podcasts, Spotify, OneCast, Stitcher, Castro, and Castbox. So once we upload this episode in YouTube, share it to as many friends and as many Suki that you can, so that more messages about your business and about your situation can reach many people as well. Okay? So you will help me, I will help you, and hopefully more people will buy your food. So thank you, Christian. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And we will be in touch again if I have more to give you. Hopefully I can give you more. Okay, everybody. Bye for now. This is Mimi Laurelia of Samut Sari saying, until the next conversations. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
If you find value in this episode, make sure you like and subscribe to be notified of new releases. If you have any questions or suggestions, please reach out to Guerrilla Podcast or send us an email at mimi@dinosocial.com. Spread the word and don't forget to tune in next time.